Alright, today I'm going to be recording a little bit of capture of some Cryomancer gameplay as I talk to you guys about Skyforge and my thoughts about the game so far. Oh, by the way, I actually finally got my Twitch channel running, so you guys would do me honor of following me on mikergaming.twitch.tv. Actually, Twitch TV / microgaming. I have no idea why I said microgaming first. But yeah, the link will be in the description at the end of this video. But for now, I'm going to show you guys a little bit of gameplay of one of the starter classes for Skyforge, which is Cryomancer. Ooh, bonus. The way Skyforge works is that you start off in the main hub of the capital, which is called Alienar, which is where all the immortals goes to this big globe and decides which missions they want to go on. This globe pretty much dictates where you can land on the Earth to carry out missions and become a more famous and stronger immortal. The icons represent the rewards for each mission, and honestly it's most efficient to go after the rewards that give you double the rewards for pretty much half the effort. We can't do this one very easy. Just easy. Okay. Join. You have two options: to log in, well, to enter by yourself, or wait, do the pickup group finder. But I usually do mostly dungeons by myself anyway. This is currently the Russian server. I'm currently staying on the server until the US goes into open beta. So if you're looking for me, I'll be in Russia. Alright, so the Cryomancer is pretty much a mage-like class who specializes in ice attacks. Its primary ability is the ability to crowd control, in my opinion. He does have some strong attacks, but he really excels at the ability to freeze his opponents. Like that. The gameplay is rather smooth. Oh, yeah, the gameplay is actually really smooth. The graphics are nice if you play in the max. The attacking style is kind of a hybrid between live action and tab target. I mean, they have a lot of moves that will hit multiple mobs if they're in their range, but the targeting system to hit mobs is pretty much like a first-person shooter. See how the crosshairs turn red if they're in the right range. Now, if they're not in the right range, they won't let you fire at all. Well, I kind of locked onto that guy. But they won't. That's one thing I kind of don't like about the game. I think it'd be nice if they let us fire even if we're gonna miss. But unless you're in the right range, they won't let you fire at all. But yeah, the game is actually kind of fun to me. I'm not. As of right now, I'm not saying this is going to be the next big game I'm into, but I would recommend it because it is a good time killer. Especially those who like dungeon games that could be grindy. This game also has large maps, so it just has the exact same feeling as an open world map. You can see all the other players fighting and killing general mobs in the area together. Mobs respawn rather quickly too, which I also like about games. I hated games that actually made me wait countless minutes just for mobs to respawn. But the game has its pros and cons so far. This is the open beta, and as far as I can tell, compared to the closed beta in the US, the open beta has a lot more perks to it. It has a better group finding system. The attacks seem smoother, less bugs. So I'm hoping this will be the final product for the US as well once we reach open beta. Oh crap. I did not even see that guy behind me. But yeah, I'm just going to try to do a quick run and let you guys preview some of the Cryomancer's abilities. Cryomancer's abilities is very CC heavy. He can do anything from making storms to slow down his enemy, such as this, to full-blown CCs to freeze them, but I don't think a Cryomancer can even freeze a boss. That would be a little bit broken if Cryomancers can freeze bosses, but general mobs it tends to work. The kiting is sort of live action. If you move out the way, you won't get hit. But the targeting is still kind of a mixture. Like I said, it's a hybrid. People shouldn't call this game a tab target because that's honestly not the truth. It is really best put as a hybrid game with some live action qualities and tab target. And honestly, it's kind of like I kind of feel like it kind of gives you the best of both worlds. The only pet peeve I really have is that I can't shoot at air, which is a silly pet peeve. Don't get me wrong, it really is. I just like to shoot at air. Like if I want to shoot my ice crystal into the skies, I feel like I have the right to. Okay, I want to suck, goddamn, if I want to. But they don't let you fire off any excess skills that aren't AOE's unless you have something in target to begin with. I guess I can't freeze this boss either. The drop system also I want to talk about is really nice. The drop system is actually kind of skewed towards your class, so don't get me wrong, you can get drops for other classes, but the probability of you getting a drop for your main class is taking priority. So as you can see, I'm using a Cryomancer right now, and the probability of me getting a Cryomancer gear drop is higher than all the other classes because that's the current class I'm equipped to. In every class, Cryomancer, Paladin, Lightbinder, and the other 9, they all have finishers, and the finishers activate once the mobs reach a certain health. So as you see me kill mobs, you see an icon telling me to press E pop up. And when that icon appears, you have the option to finish off your opponent with a single move. Hold on, try to get a good example. Oh, whoops, he died too fast. Never mind. I think I need a bit stronger mob to get the finisher off. But the Cryomancer's finisher is pretty much a large glacier strike. Many people's asking if I would recommend trying this game. Honestly, I would. I think this game can be really fun. There actually really isn't a limit on growth in this game, which is what I love. There is no level cap per se. There is a leveling system called a prestige growth system, so you pretty much get your level or your prestige based on your total ranking between your progression and the Ascension Atlas, which is the general atlas where you travel to learn new abilities and just gain basic stats, as well as your progression with your gear, which looks something like this. You can upgrade your gear by enchanting these things called ornaments. It costs money, not real money, it costs in-game currency, or also another form of gems you find in-game to upgrade your gear. Upgrading your gear will also increase your prestige. So your prestige is a culmination of your growth as a character as a whole. It's a good way of gauging your strength compared to another person, as well as what tier of dungeons you should run without having too much of a hard time. God, none of these mobs ever freezes. But it is really fun. Me, I don't mind games that have a slightly repetitive nature, strictly because, well, if you look at my channel, I did play Dynasty Warriors, and that game is the king of repetitive content. So I don't mind repetitive games. I like games where I can become as strong as I want to be. And so far in the beginning, what I noticed that there isn't that much individuality between the classes. But if I look at the atlas, deeper into the atlas, I can tell each person can really be unique overall, because there are lots of talents you can learn. And then, alright, there's at least, I'm going to say there's at least 20 talents or so you can have, and you can only socket 10, and I think that's where the real diversity of the classes in this game is going to come from, which talents you choose to have or prefer. You can always change talents by spending a small amount of in-game currency anytime, so you can have a PvE build and a PvP build depending on your situation. Sorry about that. But as you see with the mob's HP is low, this E icon will appear, which gives me the option of doing one move to finish them off, which is always awesome. This works as well in PvP, which I'm not sure if it's HP percent based or if it's an actual number on their HP that your finisher is allowed to be used for. So let's say someone has 100k HP, right? And let's say you can use your finisher if they're at 10% HP. So let's say when that 100k HP person is at 10k, you can finish them off. I hope that's not the case, honestly, because I like having lots of HP. I hope it's like a number base. So if you have 5,000 HP left, regardless of your max HP, you get to finish them off. It'll be nicer if it was like that, but for some reason I can tell it's probably percentage base. I can't really imagine it being the other way. Okay. Well, while doing missions, you can open up your map, and it gives you pretty much hints on where you need to go next to complete the next part of the mini missions or side quests within the dungeons you're entering. So just keep that in mind if you want to get the maximum score for your dungeon. Well, honestly, I'm trying to do a speed run, so I'm not doing the bonus quests like collecting all the emanations or eliminating all the monsters within the camera, which you see on the right side of the screen. But each time you're in a dungeon, though, they will give you side missions. As you can see, this camera right here will give you the radius, and if you kill the mobs within this radius, you get a bonus point. And that will raise your rewards at the end of the mission. This game also uses a dash system as its primary way of kiting. Oh, can I freeze her? Oh no, never mind. I was about to say, it would be awesome if I can freeze a boss. Where is it? Not sure who I should kill first, honestly. I'm really not even sure on the strategy for this boss. All thing I know is that I need to keep mobile because those areas with water with it will do insane damage to you if you stand in them. So I always just tend to kill the melee class first. But honestly, the usual rules of MMOs is always to kill the ranged class. But this mob tends to retreat inside that bin over there if you focus on her too much. So I'd rather just kill the first guy. Okay. Oh, here they are. I didn't even see that coming. But I think this is on normal or easy mode, so I shouldn't have much difficulty clearing this dungeon real fast. Each time you take a bar of the boss's HP, they'll drop health orbs, which will allow you to heal yourself. So there is no actual way of healing this game. There is potions, but they're on generous cooldowns, to say the least. Oh, I guess the storm took them out. But yeah, they're on generous cooldown, so your primary way of healing is literally to kill the mobs as fast as possible. If you're a low DPSer, it might bite you in the butt because that means you have less heals at your disposal. The faster you kill, the more heals you'll get, especially for bosses. So let's say if you're a tank class, you get lots of shields to assist you with the lack of heals you'll get, because most tank classes have like lots of shields to mitigate damage. So you got to time those cooldowns really well to last in a long haul fight, and with the little bit amount of heals you're getting if your DPS is too low. So you really can't really have the best of both worlds, but DPS is also survivability in my opinion. So always make sure you're killing as fast as possible. Certain mobs are actually buffers, and it'll actually be a great help if you actually went after the buffers first. But I can never tell which one here was the buffer, so I just ended up killing them all. Alright, I'll do another video explaining the Atlas and the growth system more. This is just being introductory for pretty much Cryomancer gameplay, and just give you guys a good little show on some of the PvE of Skyforge, especially those of you who are waiting on the US open beta version. But let me just explain the bosses one more time. A lot of bosses summons ads, usually on the weak side, but it's best to kill them first because you don't really want to deal with the added damage. And killing ads does not give you any health orbs, so they really are just a nuisance. But as you can see in the top of the screen, the boss has 9 bars of HP left. And each time you clear a bar of the boss's HP, they'll drop a health orb for you to take, which will heal you. Well, there you go. So you want to be able to DPS the boss as fast as possible. In order to get the most heals out of them. Oops, wrong. I was charging it up for the boss, I ended up hitting the minions. That was pretty fail. I kind of like my whole spear chucking scenario. But in the beginning, the game is pretty fun. I really do look forward to playing this game in open beta and actually getting so far prestige that my character can really stand out from others of the same class. The classes on this game are kind of... what's what I'm looking for? The classes of the games are really unique, but they're not at your disposal at the beginning. You do get 3 basic classes unless you buy one of the packs that unlocks a class early for you. This, by any means, does not give you advantage over other players. It's the only thing it does is give you access to a class ahead of time, that's all. But every class is accessible through the Atlas, regardless of paying or not. Okay, let me just loot her. At the end of every dungeon, the bosses will drop a box, which will be an item. And it's actually a light binder weapon. Kind of sucks you do get weapons for classes you don't really use. But yeah, you just pretty much loot, and you can run dungeons in this game as many times as you feel. They changed it from the closed beta version. In the closed beta, you was allowed to run dungeons as many times as you want, regardless of prestige. But in this version, if you run this dungeon on the easy mode and your prestige is really high, they won't give you anything as a reward. But anyway, this is a quick dungeon run. Ooh, 15 minutes, not bad. And 2 times the sparks. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed a little introductory. Be sure to subscribe, like, and comment in the comment box. Also, to check out the Twitch. I'll be streaming Skyforge almost daily, as well as Dragon Prophet Frontier Wars every 3 days. So, be sure to leave a comment in the description. Thanks.